Welcome to the very first episode to the Wheelchair Accessible Podcast. I am your host, kidwheelz. Um, this is the first episode, the introduction to everything. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about myself. Basically like a virtual application that I'm going to help you guys fill out to kind of fill in the blanks. So my real name is Ira Martin. I am from a small town in Mississippi called Lumberton. I graduated high school in 2009. Yes, people, I am that old. Um, Shout out to the Lumberton Panthers. Graduated from high school in '09. Went to a junior college in 2012. Shout out to the Wildcats, Pearl River Community College. I graduated with an associate's in radio, TV, and film. I'm not sure if that's still called that, but that's what it was called when I was there. And then some time passed, and I ended up going to the University of Southern Mississippi. Shouts out to the Golden Eagles as well. Graduated in 2016. I went for broadcast journalism. And some things happened, and I had to switch up, and I had to switch over to media production. I was still under the mass communication, um, like umbrella, but just I basically came from the guy on the mic to the guy behind cameras, and let's be honest, I really prefer the guy on the mic way more. um, Even though I do still use certain tools from media production, I learned a lot. I have a lot more appreciation for people who work behind the camera. The camera crew to any TV show or skit or movie, right? I mean, the a lot of how the story is told. You really have to give it up to the guys and the men and women who are behind the camera, because they really get those scenes, and the continuity that they possess and that they use, it's brilliant, it's perfect, it's unappreciated, underrated, and it's hard. So shouts out to them. But I graduated with a degree for media production. Um and yeah. So also, I also want to add this. I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy around the age of 2. And I won't go too deep into what it is and the challenges the physical challenges that I go through like day to day. I will leave it to you guys to ask questions if you want to know more about it. If you don't, then that's fine as well. So before we jump into this, okay, I'm gonna have links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. Like I'm gonna have links to all of my social media accounts. That way you guys can interact, right? You can interact, you can talk with me. I'm on Facebook a lot, right? I know a lot of people are not on Facebook. A lot of people don't even really like Facebook, but I like Facebook. So if you want to get in contact with me, then definitely hit me up on there. So I'm gonna have all the links under the video on YouTube, so you guys check it out. So yeah, so let's get to it. I'm gonna try my best to make these 45 minutes to an hour. Every episode is going to be on Monday, so look out for that. Definitely, support the voice. Support your boy, and yeah, that's how we'll do it. And I'm pretty sure things will change as the episodes go on, right? So this, like I said, this is the introduction, so it's really choppy. It's not cohesive. It's just random, whatever. Okay, so here are a few topics that I would like to talk about, right? If you guys are on social media as much as I am, there's a Kevin Gates sex tape that has been released or leaked out or whatever, however you want to put it. And it's got this. Okay, this is the funny thing. Whenever I see something like this, like on my timeline, the first thing I click on, the first thing I go to is the comments, because if you really want to know how people feel, read the comments. It is hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious how serious and how funny people are in the comments, as if it's like a life and death type of situation. Like it's incredible. So when I seen it on my timeline, I went to the comments right away, and and I see a lot of women. I saw a lot of women, basically diss like they basically diss Kevin Gates' stroke game, right? And I can understand why they would. I guess because I mean, if you listen to Kevin Gates, like I listen to Kevin Gates, because I'm a big Kevin Gates fan. I think he's amazing. A lot of times when like Kevin Gates is a very open guy, right? He's a very open individual, very intelligent individual, and so he'll have songs where he's talking about how he performs sexually, right? And he'll say, he will refer to his phallus. I say phallus because it's a funny word and I like it, but he will refer to his phallus as like a pipe, right? And he always makes the statement that I'm gonna pipe her down and I'm gonna do all that, right? He talks a lot of shit in his raps, right? He does it a lot, and so I'm guessing if you talk about you doing this and you doing that in a video of you having sex with someone, people expect you to do that, right? People expect you to always, they figure, what, if you're going to record yourself going in. You're not going to record yourself just, going half-ass with it. You want to go all in, you're going to tear it up, da-da-da-da-da, right? And so if you look at the video, right, it's him. Now, we all know that Kevin Gates went through a weight change, right? When he first came into the game, he was husky, right? And over the years, he's adopted a healthy lifestyle, right? Which is great, right? I mean, he looks great, working out, you know what I mean? He's looking healthy, he's looking happier, right? Which is all great things, right? So in the video, it looks like this is like post health lifestyle, right? So his body doesn't look husky, you know what I'm saying? It looks fit, right? And at first, you don't really know it's Gates. You see tattoos everywhere, so you like, I don't know. And then the camera, and he kind of puts his face in it more, and he's talking to the young lady while he's, hitting it from the back, back shots. And so he's doing his thing, right? He's getting it and whatever, and he's talking to the girl, and she's responding in her way or whatever. And it goes on for a little bit, and then it just, it ends, right? So a lot of women were in the comment section, basically just dog talking to Kevin Gates, man. Basically saying, "Oh, I thought you'd be piping them down. What the hell is that? I'm not impressed. Oh my God, no, Kevin Gates." And I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. This is my take on it, right? This is my take on it, because as a guy who has had sex before, not nearly probably as much as Kevin Gates has, but I did a little bit of dabbing, whatever. But as a guy, right, men don't really speak about the pressure that, at least I don't hear it, but guys don't really speak about the pressure that it is on us as men when it comes to sex. Now, a lot of guys put the pressure on them, right? They talk a big talk, overly confident, arrogant, you know what I'm saying? Claiming they'll do this, they'll do that. And then once it's time for them to prove it, they fail. And they fail miserably. And for that, women, ladies, you should definitely dog those type of dudes. I'm sorry, guys. If you talk that big shit and you ain't got nothing, you know that you don't really bring nothing to the bed, but you still talking that talk. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being confident, but there is something wrong with being overly confident. Like, no one wants you to be arrogant if you can't back it up. Okay? All right? If you're a basketball player and, your stats show it and you be killing, but you're arrogant, we can tolerate it because you're that good that you can back it up. But if you're not that good, but you talk that talk like you are that good, you kind of deserve a little flack. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I'm not saying that about Kevin Gates. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, I don't think men really talk about the pressure that it is for us when it comes to sex, right? Because I think some women really put it, as men, we're looked at as as the guys that we have to take over, right? We have to be dominant. We have to be aggressive. We have to be, you know what I'm saying? We have to really be, the gorilla up in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, ladies. I don't know if you realize, man, but shit is not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get it up and keep it up. We're basically working against gravity, right? You have to respect what we got going. Like, if our mind is nowhere in that headspace, it may not work out. You know what I'm saying? We have bad nights. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always our fault. Sometimes we're stressing about life, about, personal issues, or, the job, the boss stressing us out, or just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Health wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could really come into effect. I've heard rappers talk about, taking drugs, taking too much drugs. Take too much drugs, it messes with that down there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on men that men do not talk about, because if we talk about it, then there's something wrong with us. Like, but it's not that. It's human. You know what I'm saying? We're humans. We're not superheroes, right? For a lot of women, and not all women, okay, ladies, don't kill me for saying this, but for a lot of women, all you really have to do is lay there and look pretty. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to do much. Now, for the ladies that do work it out, they get busy. I appreciate you guys. But for the women who just lay there, it's like, come on. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that I'm the best out here, because I'm far from it. You know what I'm saying? Even at 30, there's always more to learn. There's always room for improvement. And, with me having a disability, it's a bit more challenging for me than it would be for someone who doesn't have physical limitations, right? So for the women who really, like, okay, I've heard this joke a lot, right? A lot of women, and sometimes, I mean, I don't take the joke too seriously, but sometimes I feel like they're putting too much on it, to where they actually really do, like, they honestly feel that, like, women have made the jokes that if I had a dick, you know what I'm saying, I'd be going 20 rounds, you wouldn't be able to hang. It's like, no, you wouldn't. As soon as you bust that first one, you're going to bed, just like we are. You know what I'm saying? Because, with a woman, it's not, I mean, but a woman is different, right? There's different bodies, different ways of, like, the climaxing is very different. So for men, you know what I'm saying, it's not that easy to bust and then just kind of keep going. Like, sometimes we got to take a 15-minute break. You know what I'm saying? Get some water. You know what I'm saying? Do some Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? Look at the playbook. Like, we got to figure out what we're going to do now. Right? So, I'm going to defend my boy Kevin Gates. Not really defend, but I'm going to support my guy Kevin Gates. You know what I'm saying? It could have been an off night. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Every girl, maybe that chick right there didn't want, you know what I'm saying, to be piped down like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she wanted that, you know what I'm saying, like that, you know what I'm saying, like that slow stroke in. You know what I'm saying? Obviously she was getting it, you know what I'm saying? And he was in it. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't good, I'm pretty sure he probably would have stopped, or, she probably would have said something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, he was still getting some. So I can't hate on him for getting some. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So just shout out to Kevin Gates, man. And also a lot of people are trying to figure out, is that Drika, right? Because, we've seen so many photos of Drika and the tattoos and things like that. So they're trying to figure out, is that Drika or is that somebody else? It's just a lot of questions. I don't know if this was meant to come out, or if Gates put this out. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. It's really none of my concern. Shouts out to Gates. I'm a fan of your music. Let me be very clear. I am a fan of your music. I'm a fan of your personality. I'm a fan of your morals and your values, and how you are as an individual, man. So keep doing your thing. Yeah, and ladies, stop putting pressure on our men, on us men. All right, don't just learn to respect and understand that it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. Okay, so moving on to the next topic. Boosie. You know what? I'll be honest, man. I really do not really want to dive into this because I mean it's I just Boosie. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just not my. It's off. It's off. But I mean, like I don't have any kids. I couldn't imagine allowing a grown woman to perform oral sex on my son. Um, I think that is a trauma waiting to manifest itself in a very negative way once that child gets older. So, I mean, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. That's a crazy one. So I'll just leave that at a I do not know. Okay. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Yo, this right here is. I was thinking, should I even address this? Because look, I'll be completely honest. I'm not a street dude. I'm not in the street life. I'm not going to pretend like I know the politics to the street life. I grew up around guys who are in the streets. And I'm the type of guy where I stay in my lane, right? I stay in my lane. I mind my business. I do not pretend like I know everything because I do not. But I am intelligent enough to know that if you are willing to put yourself, if you are willing to portray that you are living that type of lifestyle, and then some things go sideways, and the government is coming to you asking for information on other individuals or an individual in order for you to serve less jail time or no jail, I'm aware that that's some cornball shit right there, right? That's I mean, even given everything that they did to 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine claimed that they smashed his baby moms. They tried to basically kill him. They tried to kidnap his mother, which is crazy. But at the same time, man, if you are around wolves and you pretend to be a wolf, and now it's time to lead the pack into some, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take the consequences that come with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you can't run away and be like, oh, well, they did this. It's like, no, you betrayed this. You're on songs. You're in an interview saying that you would never do this, you would never do that, and then you turn around and you do exactly this and you do exactly that, and that makes you look like a cornball. It really does. My thing is this: as a man, you have to stand up on your own 2 feet, and you can't fake it, man, because there are real people out here who are living that lifestyle, and you're basically making it seem like it's okay for you to just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool. So it's a weird situation because it's like the whole time in his career he's always been the guy in front of the camera or on live video talking the most noise. But when things get serious, then all of a sudden, you're the victim, and it's like no, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer at this point. So I just hope that no one takes what you did as an example of what they can do to get on, right? To get noticed, because the streets, they don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may be making millions of dollars and you can have security up the ass, but you're not impossible to touch. You know what I'm saying? We've saw presidents get killed, and he is like the most protected. Well, they are like the most protected person in the world. So what makes you think that, no one is going to try you out here, right? So yeah, I just hope that, people who looked up to 6ix9ine, who looked up to his antics, I hope they don't use that as a guideline on how to get on, because it can go wrong. It can go very, very, very wrong, like it did with Tekashi. But yeah, man. I mean, you have to be yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like playing that tough role or pretending to be something that you're not. Life is way too short to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think we're in this life to be the best part of ourselves, and not to pretend like we're this type of person or that type of person. But then when the consequences come, we want to go back to who we really are. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that he's able to get out and make records. I mean, yo, he's a troll. Like it's oh man, it's trolling to like such a higher degree. I don't think we've ever seen in the culture someone to cooperate with the government, be labeled a snitch, and then come back and make a song about ha ha ha. You can call me a snitch, but ha ha ha, I'm still making way more money than you can probably make in your lifetime. Like the fact that he's doing that, and I mean, it's like looking at a train wreck. It's like looking at a car wreck on the side of the road. It's like, that's horrible, but I can't take my eyes off of it. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, I'm not a street dude. I am not about that life, and I know that, and that's okay to know that you're not about that life, man. Stay in your lane, man. Just be yourself. Um, okay, so next topic, Will. Okay, so some time back, Joyner Lucas made a song called Will, and the song basically is showing homage to Will Smith. Will Smith, who is one of my personal favorite people in the world, man. I love his music. No matter how, I mean, of course, you hear the stories about how they once called Will Smith corny or whatever like that or whatever. But I think Will Smith found the way to do it his way, and I think it's incredible. I think he's a genius. So I follow that man. I follow that man wholeheartedly. Love his music. I love his movies. I used to watch videos of like on YouTube they have like a compilation, right? Like a sort of like a collection of like different movie scenes where different people are saying different like motivational speeches, or they have like interviews where they're talking about different things, and even in I think the outro of Will, the Joyner Lucas song, he's talking about building a wall brick by brick by brick by brick. And I remember that interview, and that interview helped me through college. There was a point where when I was attending USM, the University of Southern Mississippi, that I wanted to drop out of college. I felt really discouraged, and I felt like I was wasting time. I felt like, I felt stagnant. Every day was the same, basically. And I listened to that interview 1,000 times. I listened to other interviews of him 1,000 times, and that really gave me the motivation and just kind of put me in a mindset to where, I'm going to do this. Dealing with all my health problems, I fought through it. And a bit of that, I feel like Will had a hand in that. He may never know who I am, may never know I exist in this world, but I know who he is, and I know he exists in this world, and he's definitely one of my all-time favorite people in the world. So when Joyner Lucas made this song, because Joyner Lucas is also another just incredible artist. I mean, his content, the substance, his lyrical ability, how he's just amazing, right? So came across the song Will, and I watched the video, and I saw how he was basically, like, if you guys have not seen the video, watch the video. It's damn near, it's crazy. It's dope. So I seen the video, and of course the song comes out and bubbling, getting it right. So I'm like, okay, cool. I love this song. All right. So recently, there was a Joyner Lucas and Will Smith had an opportunity to meet, and I think Jaden Smith actually introduced them, right? Shout out to Jaden Smith as well. I love your music, dude. So So they all connected, and he was able to meet him, right? And so a remix came out, sort of Will, and Will Smith had a verse on it. And when I say Will Smith killed it, right? I mean, he absolutely killed it in the way that Will Smith would kill it, right? It was fire. It was incredible. And it makes me love Will Smith even more. You know what I'm saying? It really, really does. And I can only imagine how exciting and how unreal it was, or well, how surreal it was for Joyner Lucas to to have a song that pays homage to Will Smith, but then have Will Smith make a remix on a song called Will. It's incredible, right? So it was dope to hear that. It was dope to hear that Will Smith still has it. And Joyner Lucas has had an incredible career. He worked with some of the best. Dude, you worked with Will Smith and Eminem. If you didn't work with anybody else, but you still worked with Eminem and Will Smith, your career is a lot better than a lot of artists who never get to work with such incredibly big artists. Like, just Will Smith and, come on. That's crazy. So shouts out to Joyner Lucas for Will. That was just incredible track. Shouts out to Will Smith. The remix, the verse is incredible. Big fan of it. Definitely just keep doing your thing, man. I'm definitely going to keep supporting and just keep showing love. Okay, now we've talked about the Kevin Gates. We've kind of a little bit talked about the whole Boosie situation. Well, not really, but we kind of brushed over that. Now we talked about the Tekashi, right? And we talked about Will. Now the next one, PS5. Okay, so I like to look at myself as a decent gamer, right? I grew up on games. Growing up with my situation, I wasn't able to go outside and run around with the kids. So I had to find different ways to sort of entertain myself, and video games was that, right? I was able to escape my real life and kind of go into a fantasy world of video games, and I found my way through them, and I still play them to this day at 30 years old. I don't think I'll ever stop playing video games. It's just it reminds me of my childhood, and I believe even as an adult, you should always find ways to channel your childhood, to channel things, right? That's like the pure things, the things that made you happy, because they will always be a part of you throughout your life, right? So PS5, I seen a video of them kind of showing the graphics of the PS5 next gen, and it looks incredible, right? It's incredible. It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind to smithereens. But this is my thing. When the PS4 came out, I was one of those guys where, when a new console comes out, I wanted that console right away, right? Even when, like when the PS3 came out, I wanted that console right away. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to wait to I wanted that. I wanted it right then, right now. So I did. Now the PS4, I did the same thing, and I sort of regret doing that, because when the console first comes out, as we all know, when the console comes out, there are always going to be bugs, things that have to be kind of fixed, which is totally understandable, right? It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be the best it can be at that moment. With my PS4, early on, my PS4 was good, and then my PS4 no longer allowed me to put games in it. Like, whenever I would put a CD in it, it would eject it, right? So basically, I had to switch over from a physical copy to a digital copy, which in a way is actually better, right? I'm not a big online shopping guy. I don't like to buy clothes online. I don't like to order things, because I feel like, you get it and you wait for it, and then it gets here, and then it's not what you wanted, or it's the wrong thing completely, and then you have to send it back, and then you got to wait longer for the right thing. And hopefully they get it right the second time. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off. So I'm the type to go into a store. If I like it, I want to try it on at that very moment, and if it fits, great. If it doesn't, then I'll look for something else. I'm that type of person. But I do understand that online shopping is very convenient, especially right now given this whole COVID-19 situation. So I'm not saying that it's just horrible. It's just not for me, right? So but when it comes to games, buying games digitally, it does it 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 kind of, because like every game has like memory, right? So digitally, I think it covers up more memory than a physical copy does. So so if I get a game, I may have to delete something, and whatever. But when I got the PS4, that happened, and then I realized like, okay, me getting the console so early, I had to. That was my fault. I shouldn't have got it so early. But long story, a lot shorter. It works fine now, but I'm still buying digital copies now. But I'm so used to it that it doesn't bother me at all. So with the PS5, it looks incredible, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make it affordable. But I will not be getting a PS5 when it comes out. I'm going to take some time, give it a good bit of time for them to kind of work through the initial bugs, and then I plan on getting the PS5. Who knows? But it looks incredible. A game that I saw, a preview of a game that I saw, Assassin's Creed. I have never played one Assassin's Creed game. Never. I saw the movie. The movie was pretty good, but I've never played an Assassin's Creed video game. And I know that's blasphemy to some people out there, but I just never played it. But I seen the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And when I tell you, I'm a fan of like the Viking era, right? I like those type of TV shows, those type of movies. It's very riveting. I love it. So when I seen that trailer, I was like, yo, that will be the first Assassin's Creed game I ever buy. So I'm getting that. If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, type in Assassin's Creed. I'm pretty sure as soon as you type in Assassin, it's going to show up, and watch that trailer and tell me that doesn't make you want to buy it. Even if you never played an Assassin's Creed game in your life like I haven't, I will be getting that game, because I feel like there is no disappointment with that. A lot of people have said that Assassin's Creed games are great, but the fact that it's Valhalla, it's like that, I have to get it. Also, The Last of Us 2. Well, The Last of Us Chapter 2, Part 2, however you want to say it, is coming out supposedly next month, right? Look that up. Yo, I am a big fan of The Last of Us. I am a big fan of Troy Baker. And what's crazy is recently I've been on YouTube and I've been watching Nolan North and Troy Baker do definitive playthroughs, and they did it for The Last of Us, right? And so they did it for The Last of Us, and they had guest appearances on it, like different actors and actresses who did voiceovers for certain characters, and just people involved with the whole thing. And it was incredible. Like, I enjoyed every 15, 16 videos, each are like an hour long, and I sat there and like sort of basically rewatched The Last of Us, right? And kind of gearing up for The Last of Us 2. And it looks amazing. It looks amazing, guys. The graphics look incredible. It's just, I'm definitely getting that, right? I've been looking forward to that since I finished Last of Us, and then heard that there was supposed to be a Last of Us 2. I've been waiting for a long time for that. So I cannot wait for that. That's going to be that is going to be dope. So yeah. I think we've covered everything. The Kevin Gates sextape, the Tekashi 6ix9ine, Will, PS5, new video games that are coming out. I don't really know of any other new video games that are coming out. So if I find out, then I may talk about them next podcast, next episode. But these are just like the topics that I had listed, that I really wanted to get to. So I want to thank you guys for listening for this long. I really do appreciate the 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 support, the love. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to have links to my social media accounts, and this is what I want to start doing. I want to start, and I think I kind of said this earlier in the video as well. I'm old, guys, so I forget things very fast. Where I have topics, right? I want to do my topics, go through, talk my talk, and then I want to answer any questions that you guys may have, right? And it could be questions about relationships. It could be questions about social issues, things like that. I would try my best to answer it to the best of my ability. I cannot promise you that there will be no ignorance on here. It will probably be some ignorance on here. But I would try my best to, gather information, or basically speak from experience, or speak from what I've been able to observe. I like to observe things. I like to be quiet and listen, so I pick up on things. Yeah. So yeah. So when you guys, if you guys feel like it, just kind of comment some questions, hit me up. And if you want me to shout you out, I can. If not, you can completely remain anonymous. That's fine as well. And we'll do that. And like I said, it will be every episode. It will be an episode every Monday, right? One episode every Monday. I will try my best to stay as consistent as possible. I'm gonna try to at least make these at least 40 minutes to an hour, maybe longer, just depending on what I'm talking about. I may have special guests on here or something, just friends or whatever. You never know. So it's really just kind of up in the air. But there will be an episode every single Monday. So definitely, be on the lookout for those. And like I said before, I want to thank you guys. This is my first episode, so it may not be perfect. It may be fully flawed, but hopefully we can get better as we progress, and it could become more of a fun time, right? Yeah. So I want to thank you guys once again. This is the Wheelchair Accessible Podcast. I am your host, kidwheelz, and I thank you for listening. Love.